So, good morning. Thank you for talking to the week. It's a privilege for us. Sir, could you explain the mandate of the Sri Lankan National Mine Action Center and how it fits into the broader post conflict recovery and development framework of the country?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Bhanu Prakash, and for being here. And also, and we know that you are an international journalist and you work for a number of countries and especially the humanitarian, activities. And we are very much happy to have you here.
Thank you, sir.
The question you have asked, and this is very much valid, and it is a basic question. Of course, the demining activity started somewhere in 2002 uh, during the conflict period, and where the UNDP and assisted the government of Sri Lanka at those times, and with the assistance of UNDP and and also other humanitarian demining agencies and Sri Lanka Army, and the work started from 2002 onward. And in 2010, if I can remember correctly, and there was a cabinet decision to establish uh, Sri Lanka Mine Action Center, right? And the cabinet has approved. Cabinet has approved uh, to start Sri Lanka Mine Action Center, right? And then after that, they were therefore the mandate is very much clear in 2010, and of course the cabinet has approved to establish National Mine Action Center. And the important role of National Mine Action Center, it will be the is second question. No.
No, no, how it is broadly fit into the post recovery, post war
Yes,
recovery.
yes, of course. And post war recovery, and this is very much important because we know that when the conflict was over in 2009, and the immediate you know uh, attention of the government is to resettle the people in their places of origin, right? For that, and humanitarian demining is one of the important factor the government has to concentrate. And therefore, initially, and there are around 1,300 square kilometers were identified as a contaminated area, either confirmed hazardous area or suspected hazardous area. And so far, we have released that much. And also, and there was a confirmed hazardous area of 256 square kilometers, right? Um, and then the demining was an important hurdle to the government uh, to uh, resettle the internally displaced people in their places of origin.
So, that's the mandate of. Okay. What role does NMAC play in coordinating international and national demining organizations such as Hallowed, MAC, Dash, SHARP, and also your own Sri Lanka's Army Humanitarian Demining Unit?
Yeah. Actually, NMAC plays a major role in coordinating the humanitarian demining activities. And we have, you know, from the history, and we have number of strategies. If I can remember, I will give you the particular details later. First strategy, second strategy, and third strategy. Now we are in the final strategy, and this uh, is completion survey. That I can give you the copy of the completion strategy. And now recently we had a review strategy, a review completion strategy. That is, I will give you. Of course, uh, in first in 2015, we have mine action strategy from this for 5 years, and 2015 to 20. The dates may be here and there. I will give you. And with that, of course, we started coordinating with all the demining agencies, and we have a setup now, and there is a structure. At the very bottom level, we have a technical working group, NMAC, and initially we had one head office in here in Colombo, and also we have a number of regional offices. Now it is only one regional office we have in Kilnochi. Uh, we have a technical working group at the very lower level, and that is our regional mine action officials, and also and other officials, technical experts from other demining agencies. They every month they meet, they discuss technical matters, and after that we have uh, another coordination mechanism called operation meetings. That is also once a month we have operation meetings, and in the operation meetings, and we go to the field and we meet all five demining agencies, and we review the progress, and also the difficulties and important issues, and um uh, sometime we have uh, we have to have a multi-sectoral approach, right? Because even though it is demining, it is not only limited to demining, and there are so many government agencies are involved, health and defense, and environment and wildlife and forestry, right? All these agencies are involved, and therefore there sometimes we get you know some issues cross-cutting in nature. Therefore we have to coordinate with all the agencies, and then we identify those issues, and after that and at the national level we have national steering committee. That is once in 2 months, and we have national steering committee. And in the national steering committee there are almost all the main stakeholders, government stakeholders, and also
Who heads the committee?
it is chaired by the secretary of this ministry, and there are members, steering committee members from Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Finance, and Ministry of Health, Ministry of Environment, and Ministry of Social Services, and almost all the representative from agencies, I mean demining agencies. Apart from that, we have some, uh, you know, uh, the demining, how do you call them? And they are actually our uh, pressure group, and also we can call them as partners of the demining, and like Mr. Vidya Pereira and Vidya Abegunawardhan and Prasanna, and there are a lot, and they have a separate mechanism, and then we coordinate all these uh, agencies.
How do you ensure that national mine action policy aligns with international obligations, such as the Anti-Personal Mine Ban Convention, the Ottawa Treaty?
Actually, from 2015 onward, and we started the discussions and whether Sri Lanka should be a state party, right? We started the discussion, and in 2016, and we announced in the state party meeting, if I can remember correctly, maybe 14th state party meeting, we announced Sri Lanka is ready to exceed, Banban Treaty, or exceed Ottawa Convention. And after so many discussion with all the government parties, in 2018, the government has decided to sign, to exceed the Mine Ban Treaty, and that is done. And in 2018 onward, we became the state party. And uh, yes, that's sir.
So, from NMAC's most recent assessment, what is the current scale of landmine or ERWs containment in the Sri Lanka?
Yes, the summary I can give you. There are almost there are contamination in almost all the districts of north and east. Apart from that, border districts such as Anuradhapura, Polnaru, and Putlam, right? And according to our records, uh, altogether 22.8 square kilometers up to end of August. 22.8 square kilometers remaining as contaminated area. And there are two type of contamination. One is SHA, I mean suspected hazardous area, and other one is confirmed hazardous area.
Okay. So is it, for my understanding, is it this is a large scale in terms of landmine clearance? Is it a big task to clear 22.8 square kilometer? Because 22.8 square kilometer doesn't look big in number, but how humongous, I mean, is a humongous task it is to clear.
Actually, and this is I have to make it clear, because I told you that 256 square kilometers confirmed hazardous area, and apart from that, and now we have only remaining 22. Uh, Even though it is 22 square kilometers, and these are the most difficult part of demining. Whatever the you know uh, hazardous area which can be cleared easily, that is done. Therefore, the remaining part is very much difficult in the task, and therefore, even though it is only less than 10% of the initial contamination, but this is the most difficult contaminated area we had to address.
So currently, what are the areas or districts most contaminated?
His most contaminated district is Mullativ, and altogether 14 square kilometers.
So the among 22 square kilometer, 14 is in Mullaiti only. The rest is divided among another. Okay. Okay. Sri Lanka has publicly declared a goal to be a mine-free country by 2028. Could you outline an official roadmap to achieve this?
Yeah, actually, and Sri Lanka, I told you Sri Lanka became the state party in 2018. And when you became the state party, and there is an obligation, Article 5 obligation, that you had to clear all the mines, and within 10 years. Then the 10 years, by default, 2028 June, right? And recently, and we had a uh, review, and the final one we have is completion strategy, and we have reviewed the completion strategy, and of course, and the GICHT, and you know that Geneva International Humanitarian Demining Agency, and they are the major you know development partner of Sri Lanka Mine Action Program, and under the leadership of GICHT, and we had a review, and according to that review, 2028 is a very difficult task, and it is almost impossible to complete uh, the management program in Sri Lanka. The reason is, there is fatigue in funding. You know, uh, year by year, the donor funds.
I have a specific question regarding that. What benchmarks and milestones has NMAC set to measure progress year by year? What is that standard that you meant?
We have SOPs, standard operating procedure for each and every activity. Apart from that, and we are uh, we are abide by IMSMACO. IMSMACO is our IT platform, right? And this is a very transparent platform, Even any donor can have access and they can see, and everything is mapped, right? And geographically, GIS is based on GIS and it is prepared. And whenever you find a mine, and that is recorded. Whenever the mine area is cleared, that is also recorded. Therefore, you can get real-time data through the IMSPACO program what we're having. It's more advanced, yeah.
So, do you believe in 2020 deadline is realistic given the current pace of operations and available resources?
No, that is the issue, and it is a very difficult task, right? But anyhow, we have 2 more years to go, and 2026 and 2027, and 2.5 years, and this is going to be a difficult task based on the current scenario. Therefore, we have decided, and we'll submit, the extension somewhere in 2027, and we will be in the better position to submit, the extension, and at that time.
So, according to your observation and data that you have, it might get extended. Okay, for how many time? How many more years?
And that is also, we have scenarios, and scenario 1, scenario 2, scenario 3. I mean, if we get this much of fund, and you can complete this year. If you get this much of fund, and the scenarios, according to the scenarios, and if you get the middle path, of course, by 2030, and we will be able to make it by the end of 2030.
What system are in place for accreditation, quality assurance, and post-clearance verification before land is officially given back to the communities?
Yeah. Of course, and we have a very good system, and from the grassroots level up to the government agent, is like collector, right? And grassroots level, there are Gramaniladaris, and almost the village headman, village, important people. They're also involved in this process, right? And uh, and before releasing, and we have a system of quality assurance. We have QA teams, quality assurance team. Whenever a mine is cleared by the agencies, and they will inform us, and we send our quality assurance team. The team will go and they inspect, and they have a system of how to get samples and all. And after that, we will assure that this area is mine free, and that message will from the Gram Ladari, and it goes up to the government agent, the district secretary of that area. They will sign off.
What is the current funding situation for mine action in Sri Lanka? Which international donors and partners are contributing, and how sustainable is the support?
Yeah, actually, and from the inception, and we received funds from, if I can remember correctly, 11 donor countries, and US is our major uh, donor, and Australia, Canada, Switzerland, and Germany, Japan. What else? Those are the countries, and right.
Norway.
Yeah, Norway, and European Union, and UK. Those are the countries.
Okay.
So far, and we received around 250 million US dollars from 2010 onward as grant. It's not loan, this is grant. Apart from that, even Sri Lanka government, and time to time, and they allocate money, and this year we received around 70 million rupees. But next year onward, and the government has decided to increase the funding from the government, and we have requested 150 million rupees for next year. I hope that will be approved by government for 2026 budget. Yeah.
Okay. Is US aid cut by the new US administration affecting the mine clearance in Sri Lanka?
Actually, and initially there was some suspensions, and after that we NMAC, and through our foreign ministry, we started communicating with the US embassy, and there was good results, and now it is continuing. Yeah.
How does NMAC prioritize the allocation of resources, deciding, for example, which district, village, or type of land, for example, agriculture, residential, or infrastructure, should be cleared first? Is there a priority?
Yeah, actually, and there are multiple approach for that, and one is and this when we review the strategy recently and 2 months back, and we have decided, and rather than uh, mm, uh, working in all the districts, and geographically we have to reduce the area. Therefore, in this year, most probably, and we will complete Putlam district and Anuradhapura and also Puranarva.
So it will be mine free, these three districts.
These three districts, right? And next year, and we will concentrate on uh, Ampara and Trincomalee. And 2027, most probably Jaffna district, um, and Jaffna and Betticlow.
So almost then only left will be Mullaitivu.
Kilnochi and Mena and Vaunia, and those six will remain, and that is one strategy. And geographically, you have to prioritize, right? And also when it comes to uh, uh, residential area, and we are giving priority for residential area because and we have to settle the people in their places of origin. That is an important task. At the same time, we have to concentrate on economic activities also, right? And the first priority is for residential areas, and even other priorities for you know agriculture and as commercial activities. And even in some areas, there are some areas and coming under the purview of forestry and wildlife, and that area also we are clearing.
How does NMAC measure broader humanitarian impact of mine clearance? For instance, resettlement or displaced families, revival of agriculture, and restoration of transport routes. How does it measure NMAC's contribution to?
Yes, and of course, and through our exercise, and so far we have released around 1,300 square kilometers, and it is a great task. And also, and with that, of course, the people uh, they go and settle in their places of origin. They start their economic activities, the agriculture, fisheries, right? And I mean, their children, they go to school, and they can go to their for their medical, and also health requirement. They can go to their the hospitals like that, and the people can start the normal activities when the lands are mine free, right?
Could you share examples of how the clearance has directly supported the livelihood or the development projects in these districts?
Yes, uh, of course, and um, you need some examples.
Yeah, how it has really worked. I mean, not exactly the example of location or project, but how it has impacted the society, the region in the development perspective.
Yeah, definitely. And whenever there is an you know construction of building, right? And when you construct a building, and you have to excavate the foundation, and and in some area, and previously there was contaminated area. That normally when they uh, start excavating, and they get the clearances from the mine action, right? We assist the developers at the same time. And when it comes to agricultural activities, of course, and if you take the north and east, basically those are agricultural district, right? And therefore our effort, I mean, and make effort to make the area mine free, it's very important task, right? To uplift the economic condition of those people.
Beyond the clearance, does NMAC have a role in victim assistance or risk education? And if so, how are those integrated into the national strategy?
Yeah, actually, and the National Mine Action Center, and we are working on 5 pillars, the internationally accepted 5 pillars, right? Demining is only one pillar, right? And apart from that, EORE, or the mine risk education, is one another pillar.
How does that work? It's in schools.
Actually, and we have EORE team in almost all the agencies. They go to school, they approach the people, and they educate, right? There are different mode, and this is sometime lectures, sometime interviews, sometimes street drama, right? There are different type of approaches, and through media, and also, and in the affected area, schools, and it is a subject in the school curriculum, right? And therefore we are it is a very good results, and through the EORE program we received. And when we start NMAC, when we start the demanding activities, the accidents per year, that was around 200. Now we could able to make it zero through this EORE program.
So it's not recorded since when, sir? Zero. I mean, zero recording from when?
From 2017-18, if I can remember correctly.
But I read somewhere 20 was the highest.
Maybe.
2020 was the last biggest year.
And I have some data I will give you, I will share with you. And when it comes to victim assistance, that is also another important pillar we work. Right?
Second pillar.
No, this is
Demining is first pillar.
and EORE, right? And victim assistance. Other one is advocacy, and stockpile destruction. Am I correct? It's all 5. Okay.
Okay. It's a good one. So,
And therefore, victim assistance is another important pillar, and we work. Of course, internationally, Sri Lanka is in Geneva. Sri Lanka is one of the committee member of victim assistance.
disability convention.
Sorry.
Disability convention, right? So you're supposed to have a disability.
Yeah, and along with Burkina Faso and also Netherlands, and Sri Lanka is one of the committee member, right? And when it comes to locally, of course, and this is another important pillar we work, and we have a separate committee for victim assistance with all the relevant agencies. I mean, when it comes to victim assistance, you have to work with health authorities, you have to work with social services, right? And victim assistance coming under the overarching policy of disability, right? Therefore, disability is handled by social services, and therefore we have a separate mechanism to work on victim assistance.
So basically, NMAC is totally involved in.
Yeah, totally involved. And apart from that, under this ministry, there is a program to provide, houses and also sanitary facilities, those who are affected by internal conflict, right? Then there is a criteria, and mine victims also considered for housing program and other benefits government is providing.
So automatically, it is a reservation kind of.
And actually, and we have started recently a survey on victim assistance, and of course we got samples around 50 samples, and we have a very good database, and who are the people and where are they living, what is their living condition now, and also what type of disability they have and what type of assistance they want, and any health issues, and all the data is captured by this survey.
Okay.
Right. And with that, we want to design in the future some program, a separate program for victim assistance.
Oh, great. How does NMAC involve in local communities in the survey and clearance process?
Yeah, survey and clearance, of course, it is, as I explained you previously, and we go to the field. We have teams, survey
locals?
teams. Yeah, survey teams, and we have survey teams in almost all the agencies, and we go and meet people, and there is a system how to get information from the people, and people are very much involved, and whenever they see a contamination, and immediately they inform the regional office. There is a good coordination with almost all the local communities.
Can you in detail explain what role the district level mine action officers and local government bodies play prioritizing areas of clearance?
Yes, of course, and because and this is uh, there are some development priorities and government is having, right? Those development priorities coordinated by the district secretariat, right? We call district coordinating committee. The district coordinating committee, even NMAC, also regional office officials also represented, right? And when there is a priority, and we, according to the priority, government development priority, we prioritize the demining activities in that area.
How do you address tensions between the urgency of humanitarian needs and the bureaucratic and technical procedures? Is there a
Actually, and when it comes to technique, because this demining is a technical work, right? You can't have a shortcut. You can't do that, right? It is dangerous, right? We never compromise the standards, especially the international standards, for any type of the pressure, right? Because there's no shortcut at all.
safety first?
Safety first, right? That is our motto.
Okay. What is the greatest challenge that you are facing currently in mine action program? Is it technical, financial, political, or environmental issue?
Actually, when it comes to political, then this is the first time in the history of demining a president and directly involved in the demining demining activity. I mean, recently we prepared the completion strategy review, that is handed over.
I saw you submitting the.
Yeah, that is handed over to president.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a photo, and yeah, and this is Miss Sosa from GICHT, and now these are minister. This one is me, and also in 2000, sorry, this year somewhere in May, 2nd of May, uh, we had a donor appreciation meeting. This is also first time, and we did it at a highest level, and that event was you know uh, uh, Honorable Prime Minister participated, graced the occasion, and then we presented some, monuments to all the uh, countries, the representatives. I mean, ambassadors, high commissioners, right?
Donors.
Donors, right? And therefore, when it comes to political, and there is a very uh,
Coordination.
total coordination, and also the blessings of the government is there. That is one thing.
So what
Another one is, yeah,
technical or financial or environmental?
yeah, technically, of course, and we have well trained, demining teams, internationals, and also nationals, and then also we have very good humanitarian demining unit of Sri Lanka Army. There are enough number of trained officials, and at the same time, we conduct a lot of training, right? And that is technical training, and also when it comes to IMSMACO and training to almost all the officials, that training also continued, right? And apart from that, when it comes to financially it is a challenge, because the financial assistance we received, and year by year uh, it is going down. It's downturn. The reason is, and then in worldwide there are priorities. Now, uh, even though still we receive funds from the donors, right? And there are big challenges when it comes to humanitarian activities worldwide. There are a lot of issues, and therefore the priorities are changing. And because of that, and even Sri Lanka also, I mean, affected in the sense, yeah, yes. And that is the reason why we have recently reviewed our strategy, and we have handed over the review strategy to almost all the donors. And recently, last month, and we had a meeting with all the donors, and we explained the donors and current condition of demining, and it is very clear.
So other two like environmental.
Environmental is a big issue in the sense, and we know that around 30% of the country is covered by either forest or environment, forest and wildlife, right? And therefore, and it was a challenge for us to go into the forest area and clearing mines, right? And actually, and after we have established a national steering committee, and where we got the membership from Ministry of Environment and Forest Department and also Wildlife, and that was a good forum to coordinate, and through that we could be able to minimize the issues we face environmentally.
So even after the land is cleared, there will be still landmines in the forest.
Yeah, forest area also will be cleared.
Will be
Yeah, and this is 22 square kilometers, including forest area.
So there was this famous picture of three-legged elephant.
Yeah.
So elephants also get injured with the land.
Yes.
Is there
Yes.
any new instances like that?
Not new, but there are.
There are.
Yeah, there were. Yeah.
So it's no more. I mean, not
Not
recently.
this year.
Not
This year.
recorded any.
Not this year. Yeah.
Uh, so are there any areas that is still access is still restricted either due to the terrain and dispute or security concerns like
Actually, and this is when it comes to demining, and of course, the demining activities are still going on, right? And therefore, this 22 square kilometers, those areas restricted. We have signed, right? Signboards and other things, and nobody can enter because they're risky, right?
how does NMAC deal with the residual contamination in the areas already declared cleared?
Yeah, when it comes
Are there instances where it is reported from by the people?
Yes, and because when we do the quality assurance sometime, and our QA team, they when they inspect the cleared area, sometimes they may get contamination, and immediately we attend to those issues. But according to our strategy, right, the residual contamination will be handed over to Sri Lanka Humanitarian Demining Unit of Sri Lanka Army, right? That is our strategy, because worldwide, if you take even World War, Second World War, contamination still, I mean, there, right? And even though and you declare the country is mine free, but there may be some,
Some old one,
there may be, those things will be handled by humanitarian demining unit of Sri Lanka Army, and there are well trained officials, there are equipments, and in the future, and of course, and Sri Lanka Army will get more funds from the government in order to address those issues.
Okay, 5 more questions. How does Sri Lanka's mine action program compare to all those other post-conflict countries in Asia or globally?
Actually, and Sri Lanka mine action program have a very reputation worldwide, right? Recently, I attended, national directors meeting at Geneva. And after 2 months, again somewhere in June, intersessional meetings, and I represented the government in both meetings, right? And I had the opportunity to deliver, the speeches and presentation at the main forums, and also I had number of discussion with all the other state parties, at the same time the demining community worldwide, and everybody appreciated the Sri Lanka Mine Action Program. So we have very good you know uh, reputation for Sri Lanka program, and for that, of course, you know the reason is the Sri Lanka Mine Action Program is not only, concentrate one pillar. We have 5 pillars. We concentrate in all 5 pillars at the same time, and there is a political will, right, to make Sri Lanka mine free. That is another important strength we have.
Are there any lessons that Sri Lanka can share internationally, or lessons that you have learned elsewhere? Are you are applying?
Yeah, actually, and of course, and if the countries want to make their area, mine free, and first of all, and you have to have a very good database. That is very important, right? There should be very transparent. When in some countries, there are a number of demining agencies, and there are a lot of duplications and overlaps. But Sri Lanka, it is zero, because everything is mapped, everything is identified, right? And task dossiers issued by NMAC.
So you mean to say that some countries can take Sri Lanka as an example, right?
Definitely.
What role does NMAC play in keeping Sri Lanka visible in the international mine action community? As a NMAC's role, how does it play visible in the mine action scene globally?
Yeah, actually, and Sri Lanka Mine Action Program is well known and also well reputed program worldwide, right? Because when I attended, national directors meeting, and also this is state party meetings, and where and everybody appreciate the Sri Lanka Mine Action Program, how we work, and how our system is very much transparent, and how the results of the mine action is visible, right? And therefore there is a very good reputation to Sri Lanka Mine Action Program, and in some countries they approached us and they want to study, and some countries they want to come here and study the system, how it works, right? And I even at the sessions at Geneva, I had the opportunity to discuss the successfulness of a Sri Lanka Mine Action Program and share my experience with them. Yeah.
If Sri Lanka meets its deadline of mine free target, what will be the focus of NMAC after it is met? Will it mandate its mandate shift towards long term monitoring, residual risk management, or broader humanitarian disarmament?
Of course, then there are number of items, and we have to discuss under this topic. And one is the current the deminers. What will be their fate, right? That is, we have to concentrate, and therefore staff transition is one of our objective, right? And we have already started training, the deminers, uh, and to enhancing their capacity, right? And in different fields, maybe the businesses, or if they want language training or financial management training or skill development especially, and we are concentrating where there are a number of programs we have already completed, still we are doing.
So there are challenges even after like managing.
Yeah. But and also, and I openly and I can say, and when and the Sri Lanka, there are well skilled, there are skilled deminers in Sri Lanka, because they've been doing from 2002 onward, and well experienced teams. Therefore the countries, those who are uh, facing and the contamination issues, and there is a possibility, and they can deploy Sri Lanka deminers, and there is.
So in modern war, after the modern war, World War II, if Sri Lanka becomes a mine-free country, it is the first country to come out of the mine menace,
Um,
to be declared as a completely mine-free country.
no, there are. I mean, even last year when I visited, when I was in the international meeting, and Oman, they declared and they are mine free now. But anyhow, if Sri Lanka can, declare a mine free country by 2028, and that is going to be uh, the country which has completed the mandate within the mandated period of 10 years, right? But our target was that, but due to these financial difficulties, there are some constraints.
Okay. Uh, in your personal view, what would it mean for Sri Lankan people to finally declare the country mine-free when it is achieved? What it really means?
Yeah, actually, and this is the first of all peace, right? And and the peaceful mind, and it is very much important, because, and recently I visited some minefields, right? The border is, there are some houses, the people are living, and they have their children, right? The how risky is, I mean, your next door is a minefield, right? You are living there, right? And when we clear those area, the first thing is, and the peaceful mind and the people are going to get, and also those land can be utilized for the livelihood activities and also any economic activities, right? And uh, and that will give moral support to the people to upgrade their.
That is the victim, I mean, affected area. Larger community for what it means when landmine is cleared.
Yeah.
If people from south or across,
Yes.
what it feels to be a country. I mean, is it
Yeah,
going to remove the legacy of war?
is true. Is true is going to remove the legacy of four, and also, and Sri Lanka as a country, and this is an island, right? This is mine free. Even internationally, and when we announce Sri Lanka is mine free, it will give a very uh, good reputation to the country, and also even the tourist. Sri Lanka is a tourist, and we target a lot of tourists to this country, and even in the tourism sector, it will give a lot of boost uh, when we announce that Sri Lanka is mine free.
Wow, good. One more last question, addition. Is there a role of India in, not, I know not directly in the demining, but in the victims housing assistance or some other way India is assisting in your program?
Yeah, actually, and India assisted us previously, and because there was some demining organization, if I can remember correctly, Horizon. Horizon is a demining organization. They worked those days in Sri Lanka minefields, and therefore there is a good connection with India, and at the same time, when it comes to the housing and the livelihood activities, Indian government is helping a lot to Sri Lanka, especially in the north and east, and also other border villages.